Speaking of District 6 and speaking of the Ομοσπονδία and AHEPA, we have a person that has merged the two. This gentleman is the district president of District 6, the New York Empire District, as well as a former co-chairman of our illustrious parade, a Philhellene, a scholar, and I believe a Brooklyn Tech graduate. So we have Brooklyn roots, and plus, είναι και από τη Λακωνία. So that gives him a little bit more place in the heart. So to speak on behalf of that beautiful mixture and a great and wonderful historian of all things Greek, Katsos.
It's most appropriate that we're here on the 200th anniversary of the independence of Greece. It's here, as was indicated earlier, where the initial immigrants came, here in Castle Clinton, just down the block, up until about 1892, and then after 1892, they came from Ellis Island into this area. To my right is where the Hellenic community was. It was an area at that time that was called Little Syria. And what they meant by Little Syria was Syria at the time included, it was part of the Ottoman Empire and included obviously Lebanon. They called it Little Syria because that's where a lot of the Lebanese were, and that's where a lot of the Greeks were. The Greeks in the beginning went actually to the Orthodox Church of the Lebanese, and then later on, obviously, they bought a building and built their own church. What's also significant is we're here on Broadway, and it's here in Broadway, on this location, going down to City Hall, that the first Hellenic parade in the United States took place in 1893, on April 6, 1893, where 300 Hellenes marched into the City Hall area, and where at the time Mayor Tom Gilroy raised the Hellenic flag on City Hall in New York. The fellow who did this was Vlasis, who also created the Atlandida, for those who remember that particular paper. He was also the president of the Brotherhood of Athena, which was the first fraternity in New York City. And it was the Brotherhood of Athena that basically raised the funds to create the Holy Trinity Church in New York. Also here in 1897, for the Archbishop temporarily, the church was actually located here on Greenwich Street. Thank you all for coming. And again, it's not only a Hellenic event, because don't forget, the Hellenic independence triggered a lot of things also in America. America gave to Hellas with many things that we're not going to talk about right now, but Hellas gave also to America. The people who left Hellas, the people who were here with the Greek committees, were the founders of the American abolitionist movement, and this is very important to note. Thank you.